Hey guys, just wanted to stop in and give you a heads up on a short video clip. This video is from CNN, features a nuclear expert that has some very revealing and important information that I feel is of significance to each of you. Now, as you know, I put out that video a couple months ago entitled "Japan Nukes the USA," and since that time I've received more than a handful of emails in the negative. And the general gist that most of these people were getting at was that, yes, nuclear fallout has blanketed North America and the world, but that the amount of radiation involved is of such minuscule amounts it's of absolutely no concern to anyone, and that we, of course, need nuclear power. And I strongly disagree on both those points. I feel that there is no safe level of internally ingested radiation. And I feel that the argument that we need nuclear power is a disingenuous argument at best. I know from my own personal experience that I've been able to easily shave off 20% of our power consumption through small moves in efficiency. Only about 20% of the power consumed in the United States of America is generated by nuclear sources, and we could easily reduce our power consumption by that 20% while maintaining the exact same standard of living that we currently enjoy, simply by becoming more efficient and paying attention. Now, as you know, Germany has recently decided to abandon nuclear power, and I believe Switzerland, Sweden, and a couple other countries are also now considering that move, and I applaud these nations and their populations for doing so, and I feel that the United States of America needs to step up and take a leadership role towards transitioning this planet to sane power production. I am not against power, I'm against the insanity of nuclear power. Now, I don't mean to make this a big rant. Due to the sunless spring we've had this year, we are way behind in our gardening. We're busy trying to get our crops in. Hard to believe we're putting a garden in here in the middle of June. But due to the tenacious winter, persistent frosts, and the deluge of rain that we've experienced, we had no other choice. So this will be a good exercise this year in the Ice Age garden for Icicle and myself. Anyway, please watch the video. Please get involved in this issue. I feel it's of the utmost importance to all of us. Hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're being safe, and hopefully your garden's bigger than this one.
And as we try to judge the fallout, not only in Japan, and we'll see what that government report says, but we talked about some radiation, relatively low amounts, very low amounts, making its way across the Pacific. You've seen evidence of what's called hot particles showing up on the U.S. West Coast, in Seattle, for example. What are we talking about, and how worried should people be?
Well, the radiation is initially comes out as a big cloud of gases, and that's what you can measure with a Geiger counter. But now what we're finding are these things called hot particles, and in the industry we call them fuel fleas because they're incredibly small. They're smaller than the thickness of your hair. In Tokyo in April, measurements indicate that there's about 10 hot particles per day in what a normal person would breathe. And it's interesting because in Seattle, it didn't go down that much. It was about 5 hot particles a day. Because most of the time, as we talked about back in April, the wind was blowing toward the West Coast. You know, that's why we were warning to wash your lettuce and things like that. Now, what that means is that these hot particles can lodge in your lung or in your digestive tract or your bone and over time cause a cancer. But they're way too small to be picked up on a large radiation detector.
And so, do you believe there are enough of them that people in the West Coast of the United States need to be worried, or is it a very minor concern?
Well, the average person breathes in about 10 cubic meters a day. And the filters out there for April show that they were breathing in per day about 5 particles. Now, these are charged, which is why we call them fuel fleas, too, and they latch onto lung tissue. You know, I'm still advising my friends to wash all of your vegetables to make sure you can get it off. But short of that, we're at a point now where you just can't run from the particles that are still in the air.
We'll keep watching that.